Maybe life isn't what you thought it was at all. Maybe what you thought shouldn't be happening isn't really true at all. Maybe you're not who you thought you were, even a little bit, not at all. Right? Has some of you have had these kind of strange moments visit you, right? And they're often at once, if they come with like from a catastrophe, from a divorce or loss of job or something really difficult, they might be experienced with lots of resistance for a while. Or when they just show up, as they can just show up. It's like when the time's right, something can just flower, and you don't need a catastrophe for it to happen. It can just show up, and you'll be often at once compelled, because you'll feel, as strange as this may sound, that when you experience this aloneness and the unknown, which are really the same thing, when you experience this, the unknown, you feel there's this sense that it has some sort of there's some great truth about it, some great vitality, something, it feels real. Even if you have no way of understanding it initially, what it is, what it's all about. You feel it. You know this is more significant than anything I've bumped into before. And often at the same time, so you're compelled towards it, and often consciously or unconsciously you're repelled by it, because it threatens to do what it says right at the beginning of the Gospel of Thomas, which is it threatens to disturb you. It means it disturbs your worldview. It shakes it up. It calls it into question. And it might even call into question, shake up your spiritual worldview, which is another cloak that egos love to wrap themselves in around. Right? To our egos, spirituality is the easiest thing to delude itself with. You'd think because it's supposed to be about truth and all that it would be difficult, for your ego to delude itself. It's actually easier in spirituality than any endeavor in life I've ever seen. Ironic, isn't it? It's just as easy to put yourself to sleep with meditation as it is to wake yourself up. And probably a lot easier. So this is when we begin to find out what it might mean for us to be a lamp unto ourselves. You see, because I think by now it's clear that it's not the rejection of assistance or teaching or help. It's not the rejection of that. That's the rebel, because the rebel is an egoic state. He's rejecting. That's how the rebel gets their sense of identity. This has no identity in it. So it's not rejecting anything out there necessarily, or it's certainly not rejecting anything that can be of use, but it's rejecting our blind adherence to anything. That's what it's rejecting.